call it laser-guided recycling. A powerful laser beam is Panasonic's latest weapon in its recycling arsenal for dealing with cathode ray tubes from old TVs. As flat-panel TVs become more popular and Japan's analog-to-digital TV switchover approaches, the number of tube-based TVs coming into plants like this one is increasing. 300,000 came through the doors last year, and that's expected to more than double in the next 2 years, so speed is important. To recycle a picture tube, it needs to be split into two because different glass is used at the front and the back. But this isn't like breaking a sheet of glass. The front and side walls of CRTs are typically a centimetre or more thick, so cutting can be a tough job. Until now, Panasonic used a hot wire method, but it took over 2 minutes per tube. Enter the laser. The new method, unveiled by Panasonic on Thursday, uses a laser to heat and create a stress crack all around the screen. Once done, all that's required is a sharp tap with a chisel, and the tube is split into 2 pieces. The new method has enabled a single operator to handle up to 72 tubes per hour, 3 times the rate using the hot wire, and it can be used with screens between 14 and 36 inches in size. The wire method could only be used with 5 types of screen. The technology is in use at Panasonic's Eco Technology Center, or PETEC, in Kato in western Japan.
Телевизоры сводят в сортировочные центры и отправляют в последний путь на завод по утилизации бытовой техники. Ежегодно в Японии выбрасывается свыше 10 миллионов телевизоров. Большинство аппаратов в рабочем состоянии, но после перехода на плоские панели кинескопы никому не нужны. Их перерабатывают на 80%, а на выходе получают сырье для новых моделей. Это стекло для телевизионных экранов.
So the product comes here. This is the beginning of the process.
Right.
And it's noisy. It's really noisy.
Yes.
So what are they doing here?
Okay. Well, no two TVs are the same. There's hundreds of manufacturers, so these guys have to figure out how to take it apart very quickly. They tear down 8-10 TVs an hour each. They've got to figure out how to take the case off, and then they pull out the circuit board and the wire. They're going to take off the yoke that's on the back of the glass CRT tube there.
Is this safe standing here?
This is somewhat dangerous where we're standing right now. This is a dangerous job.
How do you train these guys? You put them in a gladiator's pen or something, or what?
No, we walk them through the process, and they start slow and they work up to speed.
So they dismantle the televisions here. Now we've got separated products in different bins.
Right. We've got the CRT tubes. Those go to factories that turn them back into new CRT-based products like new monitors. The plastic casings are a principal product that we turn into a finished product here at this facility.
Ça ressemble à un jeu d'enfant, à croire qu'il suffit de taper sur la petite lucarne pour qu'elle livre ses secrets. Mais détrompez-vous, dans un vieux récepteur, il y a un tube cathodique. Alors autant dire que le coup fatal doit être porté au bon endroit. Sinon, c'est l'implosion.
Vous tapez ici, à chaque endroit, et vous enlevez après directement, puis après ça s'enlève facilement, quoi. Alors, il y a juste à taper en fait avec le marteau. Il y a les vis. Et ce qu'on enlève, le derrière, là, donc, qui s'appelle le plastique, quoi, qui recouvre carrément ce qu'est les bobines et tout ça, on le jette et puis c'est récupéré, quoi. En fait, c'est trié.
Mesdames, messieurs, si votre petit écran est en panne, voici un bref aperçu de ce qui l'attend. À commencer par les tubes en verre, donc. Ils seront expédiés vers les pays émergents pour être réutilisés. Le plastique, 20% d'un téléviseur, aura également une seconde vie. L'industrie de la plasturgie en fera principalement du mobilier. Et enfin, une fois broyés, les circuits électriques seront entièrement fondus pour en extraire des métaux comme le cuivre. Au total, 4000 tonnes sont ainsi démontées chaque année.
There are hundreds of parts in your old TV, and most of them are recyclable.
Everything in it except for the tube itself.
Companies like Tech Used will tear those old TVs apart, separate out the components, and sell off the recyclable pieces. The copper gets turned into new wire, the plastic can become mulch, new toys, or even end up in your road as asphalt filler. Most importantly, this stuff doesn't end up in the landfill where it can contaminate the groundwater.
Inside that glass tube is typically 1.5 pounds of lead, particles of mercury, and phosphorus.
At this point, most places will charge a fee to recycle your TV. Tech Used charges a flat fee, some places charge by the size of the screen. Either way, it takes a financial load off the landfill operators.
what's going on here is we have to quickly take apart the tellies to separate and get to the glass section that is actually the screen that you look at when you sit at home. During the disassembly process, we create valuable raw materials like copper, plastic and metal. And what we do here is we drop all the relevant materials down these chutes. So we have the cable down one chute, the yoke down another chute, and on the top we have a conveyor belt that takes away the circuit board until we literally get just left the glass section. Once we're there, we can then pass it on to the machine for recycling. Now, once the glass is now separate, so there's no plastic, no metal connected to it anymore, what we have to do to be able to recycle it is separate the back glass from the front glass. And what we do is we use a rotary diamond blade that cuts just underneath where the back glass joins the front glass. This has all the lead in, and this has some hazardous coatings. So if we separate one from the other, we can then recycle it, and it goes back into the TV industry. So it's actually making new glass tellies. Our glass is cut and then dropped down a chute, and it uses gravity to smash it into a bag, producing a nice dense load of glass for transportation. We quite often move 26 tons of glass on one vehicle. The guys are working inside this building, dropping all their different outputs down the tubes into each separate container. Once those smaller containers are full, they get emptied into the bigger containers for transportation. This container here is full of TV yokes. Basically, there's a lot of copper and metal and plastics, and these have to go off to another TV yoke recycling plant.
Nach der Sammlung gehen die Bildschirme in eine Anlage, die auf die Entgiftung und die anschließende Wiederverwertung spezialisiert ist, wie hier in der Nähe von Venedig. Die Arbeit erfolgt zunächst händisch. Da jeder Hersteller seine Geräte unterschiedlich produziert, muss jedes einzeln bearbeitet werden. Bei den Computern gilt es zunächst, den Bildschirm von anderen elektronischen Bestandteilen zu entfernen. Diese Bestandteile des eigentlichen Computers sind harmloser Elektroschrott. Im Augenmerk steht aber der Monitor. Er wird aus dem Gehäuse aus Kunststoff herausgeschält. Der Arbeiter am Fließband greift bei Bedarf auch zu härteren Methoden, wenn sich die Plastikummantelung nicht anders entfernen lässt. Größte Vorsicht ist allerdings geboten, um den Glaskörper nicht zu zerstören. Denn er enthält die Schadstoffe. Beim Fernsehgerät ist die Röhre mit anderen Bestandteilen zumeist in eine Kunststoffhülle verpackt. Alles wird abmontiert. Zurück bleibt auch hier der schadstoffhaltige Glaskörper. Dieser besteht bei jedem Bildschirm aus 2 Schichten. Die äußere Schutzhülle kann entfernt werden und kommt in den Glascontainer zur Wiederverwertung. Der innere Glaskörper enthält ein Pulver, den Leuchtstaub, ein Mix aus Schwermetallen wie etwa Barium und Blei, Bor und Zink oder Cadmium. Der Leuchtstaub wird unter Schutzkleidung und Atemmasken abgesaugt. Es herrscht größte Konzentration, da Schwermetalle höchst giftig sind und sofort fatale Auswirkungen auf die Gesundheit der Arbeiter haben würden. Das Pulver wird in spezialisierten Anlagen entsorgt. Das verschmutzte Glas kommt in die Sondermüllanlage.
Cu alte cuvinte, din șirul etapelor care sunt necesare pentru a trata corect un deșeu electric sau electronic, respectiv colectare, dezasamblare, reciclare, am ajuns la a doua etapă, dezasamblare. Centrele de dezasamblare sunt dotate cu echipamente speciale de manipulare, transportare și sortare a materialelor. O mare parte din proces este realizat de către personalul calificat. Fiecare DE este dezasamblat în funcție de materialele pe care le conține, inițial fiind necesară izolarea materialelor periculoase. Printre substanțele periculoase care sunt conținute în DE, mai des întâlnite sunt uleiul din calorifer, compresor și alte instalații, mercurul din întrerupătoare sau lămpile cu retroluminare, lichidul, pulberea sau pasta din cartușele de toner, deșeurile de azbest sau materialele care conțin azbest, componente care conțin fibre ceramice refractare. Un loc aparte între DE-uri îl dețin deșeurile care conțin agenți frigorifici sau de răcire, amoniac, freon sau cepentan, cum ar fi frigiderele, congelatoarele, aparatele de aer condiționat, distribuitoarele automate de băuturi reci, precum și aparatele care conțin tuburi CRT, respectiv monitoarele și televizoarele. Pentru prima categorie este necesară o pretratare, cu o instalație specială în vederea extragerii agentului de răcire, un deșeu periculos, și a uleiurilor din acestea. Iar pentru a doua categorie este necesară separarea sticlei cu plumb de cea fără plumb, precum și colectarea separată a prafului luminofor sau luminiscent de pe partea interioară a ecranului, care de asemenea reprezintă un deșeu periculos.
Sweet also recycles our old televisions. You'll never guess how many every month. 55,000. Amazing. Reusing materials from our waste stream has got to be better than using up more of the world's natural resources. Some are already beginning to run out. The time has come to stop extracting so many materials from the earth. Instead, we must reuse what we already have.